Hello, and welcome back to Encore Wrestling. Now I know it's been quite some time, and you probably have several questions. I hope to cover as much ground as possible, as just because we haven't been on the air doesn't mean the world of Encore Wrestling has stopped turning. I suppose the best place to start would be where we last left off. We saw Cameron Inouye and Blake Blackheart, as they just knocked off the new Wrecking Crew in the first round of the Tag Team Tournament. Despite the success in ring, the match seemed to only put an even further damper on the two's personal relationship. Even after making it to the finals, it's only gotten more and more volatile between the two. Despite all of that, they'll have to put all their differences aside in tonight's main event, as Cameron Inouye and Blake Blackheart will take on the other finalists who were able to weasel their way back into the tournament, Tyler Sanders and Speedy of The Origin, to crown our inaugural Tag Team Champions. On the topic of titles, one of the biggest holdups has been the situation regarding the Encore World Heavyweight Championship. After ZK bowed out, relinquishing his Encore World Championship, the title has been vacant, leaving the whole company in a state of disarray. Finally, a solution has been offered, as General Manager Jordan Nicholson has been setting up an 8-man tournament to crown our new champion. The bracket will be released on social media soon, with the first matches in the first round taking place on the second edition of Encore Unplugged. Now on to matters that are a bit more complicated than that. Things between Emiko and Alexis Victoria have gone far beyond out of control. Dare I say, even more combustible than what we've seen with Blake and Inouye. After Emiko made her decision to turn on Alexis Victoria at Quest for Liberty, Alexis has been very clearly not taking it well, as last seen on Encore Wrestling Broadway Episode 3 when she took out Emilia Cage. We were able to get a word from Alexis about her opinions on the matter, and well, we'll let her speak for herself.
In between my time not being here in Stop and building the greatest faction ever, I've been fighting wretched Joshis back in my other home in Japan. As the only other true wrestler in Encore, I have been training and building my craft to get back where I was supposed to be at. And it all starts back at square one. Once again, on the opposite side, I am forced to share the ring with someone I didn't even want to be seen across from. Emmy, I don't want to hurt you at all, but after what you did at Quest for Liberty, all hope went out the window. You make your choice, and I'm going to abide by it with unleashing the pain that you made me feel. The pain of losing someone that had my back. Don't worry, after our scuffle, everyone and everything goes back to normal, and I will finally get what was mine, the Encore Women's Championship.
Emiko and Alexis will finally put their differences aside one-on-one in the ring on Encore Center Stage Episode 5. Other issues that need to be addressed are, well, the future of Encore Championship. Since losing his manager, Seth Genova has been on an absolute warpath and has frankly been terrifying, if I'm going to be honest. He's become a danger to most of the locker room and honestly needs to be stopped. Hopefully someone will be there soon to put an end to his reign. Now, from one reign to another, we will bring you the Encore Wrestling Tag Team Title Contest. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, welcome to the main event of the inaugural edition of Encore Wrestling Unplugged. I, of course, have been your host, Billy Gunn, and where we are right now is a turning point in Encore Wrestling. Finally, the ending of the Tag Team Title Tournament, as we have The Origin leading the charge, Speedy, then Tyler Sanders, and of course their manager Brianni Alvari in the caboose. And, you know, again, I tried to stay impartial and unbiased as a commentator for this company, but The Origin, for all intents and purposes, should not be here. Trying to take advantage of the current situation of the bracket, sneaking their way back in, but they lost They lost to Brain Dead Inc. before in the first round and shouldn't be here. Unlike, of course, their opponents, who were successful in beating the New Wrecking Crew in their inaugural contest. And here we see, for the first time in a very long time, at the very least, seemingly a functional unit, Cameron Inari and Blake Blackheart coming down the ramp together. Though if what we saw against John Trademark and Alex Brooks was any sort of indication, functional would not be the first adjective that I would jump to when describing Cameron Inari and Blake Blackheart. I mean, argumentative, impulsive, combustible would be more words that I would jump to describe these two. Dare I say a ticking time bomb. But we will see, with the gold on the line tonight, can these two pull it together, coexist, and lock in? And there you see what is on the line tonight. And Chet Cheddar's gonna hold up the prizes. Tag Team Championships on the line, and it could not be more important or more impactful than right here and right now. For those who do not know, there is quite a bit of history between these two tag teams. Of course, Cameron Inari and Speedy have shared the ring a couple of times, most famously in 2020, the inaugural contest of Academy Wrestling Volume 2, when Speedy was able to tap out Cameron Inari, targeting the injured arm and shoulder with the Anaconda Vice. As well, Blake and Sanders have shared the ring a few times, also having trained together back a bit short of a decade, and a big pump kick there from Speedy. So these two teams know each other quite well, all four Encore Wrestling founding members, and in the last, 7 or so years that this company has been running, these two have crossed paths several times. Speedy and Tyler right now trying to make the effort to isolate Blackheart in their corner, a tag to Tyler Sanders, the man who I've described as Chihuahua-like on many occasions. Big European uppercut there. And I'm just going to target Cameron Inari, knock him down. Bit short there on the axe handle though, but enough time to recover. Springboard, Poison, Hurricane Rana. And Blake is in a bad way, and can they get the win already? No. Still going to have to take a lot more to put down the inaugural Intercontinental, now future of Encore champion Blake Blackheart. One of the only 3 men to ever hold that championship. Oh, just sent right into the fist of Speedy, and Speedy going to tag back in. Frequent tags in here by the Origin. Drops the elbow on the lower back. And right now, they have Blackheart right where they want them. Go from behind, thinking German suplex. Blaking out of the way. In a very quick tag to Inari. Runs right into the fist, and Cameron Inari looking to gain control. Saito suplex. And I'm going to get revenge on Sanders. Cameron with the collar and elbow. Pump, handle, drops him down. As we mentioned before, 5 years ago, these two met for the first time. It's 1 Speedy, Cameron 0. But these two are very different competitors than when they were back then. That arm drag sends Speedy to tag back in Tyler Sanders, and I would argue the two quicker members of their respective teams in the ring right now. Big insecurity from Inari. That said, Tyler Sanders has stayed at a cruiserweight level in physique over the last few years. Cameron Inari, not so much. Roll up there on the count of 1. Inari has made a very clear effort to bulk up in the last few years. Big DDT, but is still a smaller and quicker competitor than most of their peers. Alright, right now. Had it in control with Speedy, not so much now with Tyler Sanders, though. Going to send Cameron against the ropes here. Now, gonna target that lower back. The back has seemed to be the target for the origin of both of these two. Now gonna go to the legs here. Right to the knee, that left knee. Or I believe right knee, excuse me. And now gonna try to target Blake the same way Blake saw it coming this time. And it'll be enough time. Reverse bulldog right there. Enough time for Cameron to capitalize. Tag in to Blake Blackheart. And we will see these two former, now concurrent again, tag partners work together there. Targeting the knee of Tyler Sanders. And now Blake just going to rain down these fists right onto Sanders. No love lost between these two teams by any stretch of the imagination. Ducks the fist there. Atomic drop, shouts out Tiger Gaming. I'm just gonna slap down Tyler Sanders, who has no choice but to retreat to the outside. Oh, made him think he was going for a dive, but we have all been hoodwinked. And Tyler Sanders still trying to recuperate here. And Sanders gonna drag Blake out of the ring. Try to bring him down to his level. Oh, alright, back into the ring we go. Cannot win the title off of count out here. Scaling up top rope. Oh, a big elbow to the back. That back they've been targeting all night. We have seen before, not so much in Encore recently, but in past history, Blake having back problems. A lower back injury before has put Blake on the shelf. And I guess the Origin have done their homework. Now Speedy back in, looking to put Blake in a power bomb position. Plants him in a sexy pin. 1, 2, no. Only the count of 2, and Speedy not too happy with the result, calling Blake back up. Big time German. And now just gonna stomp on the neck. And they have had Blake where they've wanted them most of this contest. Not able to get much momentum. Spin around, sidewalk slam. And Blake is in a bad way. Able to get the tag on Anari. And here comes Cameron, the self-proclaimed heart of Encore. If I'm not mistaken, here tonight looking to win their first championship here in Encore. Cameron was unsuccessful, famously trying to beat ZK for the Encore World's Championship a couple years back at First Act. Oh, looking to get a little crazy. Tobe Ton, hello! Anari was unable to beat ZK, as I mentioned. The first go here at the Tag Team Championships in the history of Encore. We have never had Tag Team Champions. And a tag back into Tyler Sanders, who just runs right into a chop. Kick to the gut, kick to the head, a clothesline. So this will be the first ever champions, the first ever Tag Team Champions in the history of Encore. Big splash there. So this is a very big deal for these two. Cameron and Blake have competed for tag team titles elsewhere before. The Origin, their first chance at any tag team gold. Big kick to the skull. And there's also something to keep in mind, the dynamic between these two tag teams. Tyler setting him a big cross body. Will that be enough? 1, 2, no. The Origin, well, a more recent tag team, only coming onto the scene a couple years ago. Cameron thinking unprettier. Will that be it? 1, no. Speedy there. as quick as a bullet is Speedy Scorpion Death Drop. As I was saying, the Origin, well, a bit of a newer tag team, only coming on the scene the last couple years. The Origin have stayed a tag team, a well-oiled unit. Only real difference being adding Brianni Alvari as a part of their ranks, signing on to the Call Participant newsletter. Well, we've seen, of course, Cameron and Blake have been a tag team dating back to 2018, but have been on and off again, not really being a functional unit in years. And I mean, of course, they're very talented seamless competitors. They were able to get the win in the first round, but these two aren't a well-oiled unit. They're count of two. Sanders able to get his hand on the bottom rope. And I think that has been the difference maker in this contest, is the unity between Sanders and Speedy, been able to work as a functioning team here. Cameron looking to put this away. Blue Thunder Bomb, 1, 2, only a count of 2, not enough to put away Tyler Sanders. Cameron thinking about what to do here. The signs are gonna fly. Harlem hang over to the floor. And now, trying to get Sanders back in the ring, was able to stop himself the first time, not so much the second. Springboard crossbody, and Cameron still using that speed and high flying ability that they have. Chop to the chest, kick to the gut. Could be thinking Golden Star Bomb here. Trying to size Sanders up, able to fight out. Punch to the face. We've seen this before. Go around. Will that be enough? 1, 2. No. Able to get the shoulder up at 2.5. And you hear the Encore faithful say it better than any of us could. Into the corner. Cameron Anari now in a bad way. Punch right to the abdomen. And we will see the sort of rivalry between Anari and Speedy come back to fruition. Speedy sizing up Anari. And we saw this before, spinning around, sidewalk slam, has them isolated in the corner of the Origin. He's going for a big overhand chop. Anari able to scout it. And back and forth these two are going. Wait a minute. The same move that put out Anari the first time. The Anaconda Vice. Anari struggling. No one there to help. Anari far from the ropes, far from any sort of help right now. Can they get out? Knees to the back, the upper back into the neck. And it's enough to get out of the situation. Kick to the gut, averted. Big super kick. Spin around. Modified Fisherman Buster. 1, 2, no. Beat for beat, move for move, these two teams are going. Neither one wanting to give in. That is how much it means to these two to become the inaugural Tag Team Champions. Speedy again gonna lay on Anari, spin him around and drop him down. Anari with no choice but to retreat over to the apron. Speedy going to try to meet them. Anari able to wrestle them off. Back in the ring, Sugiri. And a desperate tag to Blake. Big Insecurity now from Blackheart. And now gonna go to target the phalanges of Speedy Scoopsman. He hates fingers. Nari won't leave, they're fired up. And these stiff forearms and punches to the face of Speedy. Wait a minute, going for Shadow Ribbon DDT. T1, 2, no, a near fall. And I know, hustling Speedy up to the apron, dropping them down, base burst. But wait a minute, a prostitute pin. 1, 2, no. Desperate maneuver after desperate maneuver from these two teams. Blade Runner. I believe, from what I'm hearing, Speedy refers to that as the headliner. Into the corner goes Blake, try to get Anari knocked off. Didn't see it the second time. Anari is off the apron, out of the picture. In the corner is Blackheart. Tag to Speedy, wheelbarrow, lung blower. Blake is out of it. 1, 2, and that's it. We have new champions. You may call it an upset, but no matter the result, Tyler Sanders and Speedy are the new Encore Wrestling Tag Team Champions.